Here.
Now, only in Chicago is a row of historic mansions where Chicago's business and social leaders once lived. The street is called Prairie Avenue. And while much has changed today, there is a home that remains, preserved just as it was in the late 1800s. The Glessner House is a National Historic Landmark. Our Lexi Sutter tonight takes us inside to Christmas past.
For 5 weeks every year, Chicago's one-of-a-kind Glessner House is decorated for Christmas, complete with original heirlooms owned by John and Frances Glessner 137 years ago.
Today we're able to furnish and present the house exactly as the Glessners would have known it when they lived here.
The Glessners built this home in 1887 on Prairie Avenue, better known then as Chicago's Millionaire's Row. Though this particular home wasn't all that popular.
It was a very unconventional house, so it looked very different from the other mansions on the street, and the neighbors did not really like it. Most of them referred to it as the fortress or the prison.
Its large Christmas tree looks just as it did in the early 1900s. Popcorn and cranberry strands, candles, predating Christmas lights. That leads us into the family's parlor, with the original piano still played during events today. And an elaborate dining room with a tablescape set for their traditional 8-course holiday feast. This table, though, can actually expand to sit 18.
We interpret their customs, their traditions, everything from their 8-course Christmas feast to how they would have decorated their Christmas tree, the sorts of games they would have played.
17,000 square feet, 7 staircases, and 11 fireplaces.
Mrs. Glessner's favorite color was blue, so this is what she would see every morning when she would wake up. And of course, the coal-burning fireplace.
It was designed to be a forward-thinking house for the family of 4 and, of course, its live-in staff. According to curator and executive director William Tyre, the Glessners were different. For example, this library was a shared space for the husband and wife who each had their own interests and work.
This room was designed to be used equally by both Mr. and Mrs. Glessner, and hence the huge desk in the middle of the room, which was designed so that they could both sit and work at the same time.
Steeped in Chicago history, this home is one of the last pieces of this particular era. Prairie Avenue took a sharp decline in the 20th century as it turned more industrial. The Glessners were one of the last families here. They passed away in the 30s. Their home was then donated and now draws thousands of visitors annually.
A lot of international visitors, people from all over the country, locals. Much of what happened in Chicago really started with the people that were living here.
You can get your very own look inside the Glessner House. They host public tours 3 days a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. In the South Loop, Lexi Sutter, NBC5 News.